Flash, and this is your Premier League punters. Now we're starting to see sides that we want to fade and we want to be with, those that are hungry, they've got something to play for. We want to be on the right side of them, but some of them teams who can't score goals and they don't really look bothered, we want to be fading them, so make sure that we get on the right side. Now I've got Matt Lawrence and I've got Martin Green, but before that, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. Ring the bell means that we can notify you, you'll never miss any content again. And if you press the link in the description, that will take you over to our soccer pages where all our articles from Martin, from Alex, from Dave, and there's other sports and other writers over there as well. Gentlemen, I'm going to come to you first, Matt. I saw some disappointing performances this week and a few bad beats. My bad beat was Arsenal cruising at 1-0. We had them to win to nil at plus 360, and then obviously we have the Eddie Nketiah getting sent off. But what about Vardy?
Vardy was brilliant throughout. Every single touch that he took, it felt like it was on a pillow. And, it was a terrible beat, really, Flash. Arsenal had their opportunities in the first half, and they didn't take them. It should have been 2-0, done and dusted, and game over. But they let Leicester creep back in, and as we know, they're a very solid group still.
Yeah, when I mentioned Vardy, I thought he should have been sent off at the end of the first half for swinging that leg out and catching the Arsenal defender in the face. Was it Mustafi? Was it Martin?
Yeah, filthy tackle from Jamie Vardy. There's no consistency from the refs. He should have been sent off way before Nketiah, and we would have won that game comfortably. I did go for Arsenal draw no bet because I was a little bit nervous, but Arsenal should have been 4-0 up by the time Nketiah was sent off. You could see what would happen as soon as Arsenal went down to 10 men. They sat back and soaked up pressure, and Leicester kept knocking on the door, and they eventually got their reward. At the end of the day, a draw is not a terrible result against Leicester for Arsenal, but yeah, they really should have won that game, and they'll be kicking themselves for the nature of their drop points.
Okay, just to remind you, we are live, so that means I need you as my third guest. I want your tips, I want your leans. And also remember, we need 2 selections from us as a team to put forward for the 6-match parlay. I did the 2 earlier with La Liga. I'm going to do 2 today from Premier League. And then the final 2 of the 6-match parlay will be tomorrow. We're still going in the other one. I think we've got 2 games today. The first 3 are in. We had Arsenal draw no bet, Chelsea in over 1.5. And then we had Bologna and Sassuolo, Alex Classic. So today I think we've got Eibar draw no bet, and I think we've got Udinese draw no bet, or Udinese and something. But anyway, we'll have a look. If it's a winner, it's a winner. Okay, let's kick straight off. I'm going to come to you first, Matt. Okay, Norwich plus 263. See you, Norwich. Draw plus 275, and West Ham at plus 110.
Yes, this one's pretty clear cut. If you've been fading Norwich, you've been doing a darn good job.
Norwich.
And I'm going to just continue going on. I know. It's still struggling even after the restart. But Norwich. Yes. Norwich.
Hey, it's a cheap shot by me, Matt. It's a cheap shot.
I know. It's the Indiana roots, I think. I blame it on my home state. So, but for here, I think that West Ham were a bit unfortunate in their last match. I think they should have been able to get something yesterday against Burnley. They created some chances. I was shocked to see them not find the back of the net. And, this one's pretty simple, Flash. Fading Norwich, I'm in.
Okay, so you're fading Norwich. Martin, are you fading Norwich?
Yeah, they're going down, so Matt doesn't have to pronounce them next season. You can just go for like West Brom or Leeds or something instead. They're a lot easier to pronounce in an American accent. I'm also fading Norwich. I don't think they'll get anything out of this game. Obviously, Brighton beat them, Watford beat them. Both boosted their survival chances by picking up 3 points. And now I think it's time for the Mighty Hammers to complete the set. Norwich are just going down with a whimper, and West Ham, despite their defensive frailties, they've got enough firepower to win this one. If they don't, they'll be very, very disappointed. So, yeah, I think at plus 110 or 2.1, that looks like a great set of odds.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's just one of them dodgy old games. Do we go both teams to score? Do we go unders? But obviously West Ham is probably the way to go. Now, Watford, -118. We said that they needed to get a result last week against Norwich, and they did. Draw +275, and Newcastle at +380. Newcastle either had injuries or they rested players at Man City, Martin, but they've been in good form and they're scoring goals, and that was the one thing we labelled at them before.
Who? Newcastle.
Yeah,
They apart
Newcastle,
from that game against Man City, they've been playing pretty well. It's a huge price, isn't it, for a team that have only lost to Man City since the restart? Watford, all they've done really is beat Norwich, which everyone's been doing that, and it was only 2-1. It wasn't exactly a comprehensive victory. I just worry a bit that Newcastle could be a bit low on confidence and energy after the nature of that drubbing they took at the hands of Man City last time out. So I'm sitting on the fence with this game, Flash. I'm not really sure how it's going to go. I'm going to have to pass it.
But what do I say to you if you're sitting on the fence?
Go for the draw.
Correct. I think you go for the draw, and you maybe go for an unders as well, Matt.
Yeah, this is a tough one to predict. I think that you were right in a sense, Flash, with Newcastle resting players against City. I think that we should see, Alan St. Maximum and Almiron come back into the side here, and I really don't want anything to do with Watford at this price. Watford's back four has been dreadful since the restart. I've got circled Newcastle team total over 1.5 at 4.0.
Wow.
Or plus 300. I can't believe it's coming out of my mouth, a Newcastle team total, but it is as long as these better attacking players are in the lineup, I think it's probably worth a look. Watford have been so bad at the back.
I know, but you've got to also have a look at the bigger picture. And Watford are probably thinking, at the moment, they're 4 points clear. You've got the likes of Villa are obviously going to be playing Man United. Then obviously they play Palace. So, I mean, it's like, if they get a draw, potentially they're going to be 4 to 5 points clear. I just think it's going to be a very, very dour game. Maybe the draw is the value. And remember, draw half time could well be the way to go. Now, Liverpool, I'm going to come to you, Matt, because Liverpool's your side. Glory hunting. -330. Draw, +500. And Burnley at +1,000. Now, Burnley, they've been keeping the back door closed recently. A 1-0 win at West Ham, a 1-0 win at Palace. Is this an unders game?
I think it could be. I've got Liverpool win to nil at +110. I just like what I'm still seeing from the back line, even though they did give one away to Brighton yesterday. I don't like Burnley's striking partnership really right now, even though Rodriguez has been fine in the back of the net. I anticipate Virgil and the lads in the back to really be able to keep it tight. And I think that this is a 1-0, 2-0, 3-0 type of Liverpool win.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's one of those. The only problem with Burnley is set pieces. Set pieces, they're always, and with VAR, there's always that unlucky bad beat. Now, Dina says, Matt, thanks for the MLS play. What are you doing getting anywhere near that filth? Dina and Matt, okay? I don't want no response, okay? Martin, Liverpool win to nil at +110. Seems a big price.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. I didn't come across that price when I was trying to find value on this game. Had Liverpool an under 4.5 goals last time out. Just about came in, fortunately. They won 3-1. I got 1.95 on that, which was a good set of odds. This time around, you can only get 1.7 on Liverpool and under 4.5 goals. Still think it looks like a good bet because this doesn't seem like a game that's going to go over 4.5 to me. Burnley are quite solid at the back, aren't they? Tarkowski gets about and puts his foot in. Liverpool do seem to have taken a foot off the brake a little bit since winning the title, but I do still think they're gunning for that Premier League points record. Only need to win 3 of their remaining 4 games now to get it, and I do think they'll grind out a result against Burnley. Yeah, so I'm looking at under 4.5 goals, but if you want more value, go for under 3.5 goals, or like Matt said, back them to win to nil. Just a little bit worried, like you, about Burnley on the set pieces.
Yeah, and I tell you what though, Liverpool and the under 3.5. I mean, Bar's saying Liverpool win both halves at +270. He loves a bit of value, that boy. Open Analysis says Liverpool team total over 1.5. So that brings in maybe the 2-0, 2-1, maybe the 3-1. it's one of those, I think you're going to have a look at the lineups, to be honest. I think you're going to have to look and see how many of the young boys still need appearances to make sure they get a winner's medal. So move on. I like this game. I think there's plenty of value. Sheffield United at plus 600, draw plus 320, Chelsea minus 175. Martin, my big problem here is Sheffield United put such a shift in and it was raining for the whole 90 minutes. So that means it'll be heavy on their legs. Sheffield United haven't got a big enough squad, but they're organised, they're aggressive, and I'm wondering if they could do a number on Chelsea here.
Yeah, kudos to Sheffield United for the way they've bounced back. They had a really tough time of it after the restart. Very unlucky to not beat Aston Villa when Hawkeye had a howler. Then they lost a few games, but they've really done well to climb back up the table since then. Picked up results against some very strong teams. I'm with you. I think I might be going against you on the betting, but I'm with you on the fact that Sheffield United might be a bit tired after the effort that they put in against Wolves. Chelsea, like you said, they've got a bigger squad. He's got options at his disposal, Frank Lampard. He can bring in 3 new forwards for every game. And I think that's the sort of thing that can make all the difference, especially in the second half, the strength that he's got on the bench compared to Sheffield United. I know they're resolute. They don't go down without a fight. But yeah, I'm leaning towards Chelsea in this one. I've bet on them pretty much every week. They've only let me down once, which was against West Ham. Otherwise, they've been pretty solid and reliable and consistent. So I'm going to stick with them. I'm going for Chelsea and under 4.5 goals at 1.85.
Okay, so that's Chelsea and under 4.5. Remember, I want you to give me that price that I requested before we went on air. It was at 1.85, you say?
Yep.
Okay, what about Barca, man? He's absolutely sizzling at the moment. I know a ball's not being kicked, but he's Chelsea and both teams to score at plus 260, Matt.
That's not bad. I think that you really hit it right on the nail, though, Flash, with that shift that they had to put in against Wolves. I mean, that's a lot of work that they had to put in. And Martin touched on it perfectly. I mean, there's just too many attacking options. There's going to be too much possession here for Chelsea. And I trust those boys right now to be able to find the back of the net a couple times. I can't trust Sheffield in front of net really right now still. So Chelsea and the under 4.5 for me, it's a consensus play here.
Yeah, I mean, the big problem I've got is maybe Sheffield United, McBurney limped off, so he may well be injured. He's their focal point. But then if Muset comes in, he can stretch them. And we saw that Chelsea had a real worry up when they were cruising against Palace. And listen, for the width of the post, it ends 3-3. I think both teams to score. I think the Alex Classic is probably the way to go here. Or Sheffield double chance. Sheffield United double chance. And that price is what, Martin?
2.43.
2.43 for a team that doesn't let in many goals. And remember, I think Sheffield United got a result down at Stamford Bridge as well. But it's a tricky old game. Be careful. Have a look at the lineups again, because when these games come thick and fast, you need to know which way they're going to play. Is Kante going to play? It's going to be one of those. So let's kick on. Brighton plus 900, draw plus 450, and Man City at minus 295. Man City, they do exactly what they want. I know they got beat 1-0 against the mighty Saints last week, but listen, if it weren't for the keeper, they would have won 6-1 and everyone would have been saying Man City are the normal Man City.
Definitely. They just keep putting in a shift week in and week out. It's just they're so much better attacking-wise than anybody in this league, really. And it's been tough to find the value here. It's really something that I like backing is both teams to score against City at times when they don't start Laporte. But for here right now, I've got to play, and it does kind of depend on if he starts in this match. But Phil Foden, anytime goal scorer, plus 170 or 2.70 looks really good.
Foden, anytime goal scorer. Okay, that's a bit of a left field. And what happens if he doesn't? You're just going to pass the game?
Yeah, so it's just a pass, really, in terms of the match. But I think that Foden finds the back of the net, and I think it's worthy of a bet.
Okay, Man City. Do they win to 0 though, Martin?
Always a bit risky, isn't it, back in Man City to win to 0 because they're not good. They haven't got the most solid defence in the world. I'm always more looking for overs and stuff with Man City just because of the sheer depth of their attacking brilliance. Also very, very much like Phil Foden. He's their new David Silva, isn't he? I think he'll be starting regularly next season and could be PFA Young Player of the Year for me. Anyway, I digress. I think Man City will get the job done in this one. Looking at Man City minus 1.25 Asian handicap, that's odds of 1.73. But I'm just looking to find a bit more value. Maybe I'll just go to 1.5. Why not? I think you get closer to even money. Yeah, 1.91. I'll go Man City minus 1.5 Asian handicap at 1.91. I think they win this by 2 clear goals or more.
Yeah, I like it. And remember, we're looking for the 2 selections to come out of the Premier League to join La Liga. And then obviously we'll have 2 selections in Serie A tomorrow. Remember, the 6-match parlay from earlier on in the week is still going. So I am looking. I mean, Man City minus 1.5 at 190. I can see this being 3-1 and we'll cop or 3-0. So yeah, I'm quite happy. I'll start it and we'll see if it makes the final cut. Now, Wolves plus 110, absolutely dreadful the other day. Draw plus 245 and Everton plus 300. Everton, for me, they're a fade away from home. They were disgrace against Tottenham, Martin.
Yeah, they really were. Sorry, I'm just getting on the chat. I'm just talking about UFC. We're talking about
Well, can you do that in your own time? Do you know what I mean? I'm not interested in no UFC when we're doing Premier League punters.
I think this is maybe I'm just trying to deflect the attention away so I don't have to talk about Everton, who are
well, then you go with Wolves, do you?
Abysmal level of effort at the moment. Wolves versus Everton looks like a game that you just have to pass for me. 2 teams that are in bad form. Wolves have lost their last 2 games. It's a big price on Everton, 4.1, but you just don't really know what you're going to get with either of these sides. Maybe I'd be leaning towards the draw, but yeah, this looks like a very good one to pass.
Copy, paste, draw half-time, Matt.
Copy, paste. I've got it written down. Plus 100. Wolves halftime draw. I believe it's now 9 of the last 13 Wolves matches have seen halftime draw. 4 out of 5 since the restart. What else is there to do with them?
I think you go unders. I think you go unders. You go Wolves win to 0, or you just leave it well alone because listen. Everton offer nothing away from home. They are they are cruising. And honest to God, in the old days, we used to say they're already in holiday mode. Their towels are sitting on their sun loungers outside their hotel in Tenerife or Marbella. So for me, it's Wolves only. But Everton, no. Maybe both teams to score, no. Could well be the way to go there. Now, Villa, massive game, probably the biggest game of Villa's season now. Villa plus 125, draw plus 245, and Crystal Palace at plus 240. Matt, I'm going to come to you first, but the problem I've got here is the Palace that turned up against Burnley were an absolute joke. Then Palace go and get beat away from home. Okay, fair enough. It's at Liverpool. Then they play they play Chelsea at Palace, and they put in a performance that you think these boys have got a chance, home or away.
Exactly. And that's kind of why I'm backing them here from that Chelsea performance. I loved what I saw from them, top, front to back, really. And I just think that them on the road, they've been a great bet for the last calendar year, really. And I'll be gauging Villa today against United, that's for sure. But right now I've got it circled Crystal Palace plus a quarter of a goal, minus 110. Give me that plus a quarter of a goal head start here on the road with a team that is very solid on the road. And I trust Wilfred Zaha and co to be able to get a result here against Villa.
I think Benteke is massive because obviously Benteke, he's got playing against his old side. Now it was a good few years ago, but he seems to give him a different dynamic. Now, just before I go to Martin, Ryan Hong says, is Matt Lawrence a part-time model? Yeah, he models ankle bracelets and balaclavas. Martin.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. Yeah, I think this is an interesting game. Probably not going to be the most entertaining of the weekend. Aston Villa have been very poor since the restart. Not sure what's happening with them. I expected to see a lot more fight from a team that invested heavily in the summer and just seem like they're destined to be relegated, really. I probably would be leaning towards Crystal Palace if we were talking about who's going to win on the outrights. Just a bit unsure. Maybe wait and see what happens with the Aston Villa game tonight. I'm leaning towards under 2.5 goals on this one. You can get 1.83 on that. I don't really see this being a high-scoring game. Apart from that Chelsea game, Palace, very low-scoring matches, like to keep it tight. Don't see much in the way of exciting attacking flair from Aston Villa either. So leaning towards under 2.5 goals.
So Crystal Palace double chance is only minus 110. I mean, you think Palace are not going to get beat, then that seems to be a great bet, Martin.
Yeah, I can't see him losing this game. It's just difficult in terms of motivation, isn't it? Because Crystal Palace don't need the win. They're cruising for a mid-table finish. They're not going to go down. They're not going to make Europe. Whereas Aston Villa, they should be fighting for their lives. They're not. I don't know where their motivation's gone, but maybe they'll just turn around and put in a big performance. You never quite know. But yeah, I do think Crystal Palace can get something from this one.
Okay, well, Dina says in the chat that Benteke is bad, but he gives them a different dimension, and that's why I mention it. And then you wrap that up with he used to play there. So for me, Benteke, he's just a pain. I mean, good on obviously set pieces because he's like 6'4", but what he also does is he locks up defences, and that means that the likes of Ayew or Townsend or Zaha are going to get space, and if you want to run at this Villa defence, then you actually can. Did I say defence? I meant defence. Okay, now, best game of the week for me. Best game, and I love the value. Okay, Spurs at plus 155, draw plus 255, and Arsenal, the bad beat, unlucky, showing a bit of resolve, plus 190. Martin, we're going to come to you because it's Arsenal and you are a gooner.
I certainly am for my sins, long-suffering one. But I had a good time supporting Arsenal back in the days of Thierry Henry and Patrick Vieira. Back then, we used to beat Tottenham on a regular basis. Not so much anymore. I think the clubs are pretty evenly matched this season, both having a very difficult campaign. Arsenal, we know, have been in very, very good form, haven't they? They won 4 on the bounce before that unfortunate draw against Leicester. Thought they did enough to get the win. Had Nketiah not been sent off, they definitely would have closed out a victory. They both need a win in this game. I think it's local bragging rights more at stake than anything else now. Neither team's going to make the Champions League. Always looking at both teams to score when these teams play. Harry Kane has a knack of scoring against Arsenal. He's always on the score sheet. But I think Arsenal have the quality to open up this Spurs defence too. Only about 1.67 on that. Maybe call it blind faith. I still think maybe Arsenal can get something. You never know. And at odds of 2.8 to 2.88 at some bookies, I think it's got to be worth a small stake on Arsenal. Won't go too crazy, but I just think they might have a chance with some of the pace they've got against a pretty lacklustre Tottenham defence. I'm going to go with that.
What about draw no bet, Martin?
Yeah, I think Arsenal draw no bet looks good too. Again, I don't want to be accused of being biased for the team I support, but from an objective perspective, Tottenham have been pretty poor, haven't they, in recent weeks? I know Mourinho was loving seeing Lloris and Son have a bit of a bust up on the pitch, but yeah, they lack quality in midfield. Harry Kane hasn't really been doing the business since the restart, so. Yeah, I think on form, on the basis of form, you would think Arsenal would get a result there, especially that there's not going to be a load of angry Tottenham fans inside the stadium screaming at them. Might suck a bit of the atmosphere out of the game. And maybe Arsenal can get something. Draw no bet probably does look a safer way of playing it.
And what price would that be?
I will just find that out.
I think it should be around 1.85, 1.9.
Sounds about right, yeah. Let me just go. Draw no bet. Load page. It is 2.05.
2.05 for draw no bet. Like that. Do you like that, Matt?
I do. I think that Arsenal have been playing better since the restart than Spurs. I know Eric Dyer is going to miss the next few matches. He's suspended. He's surprisingly looked pretty good in defense, so I expect Davis and Sanchez to come back into the team. It's a really tough one to split, though. This is obviously the marquee matchup of the weekend, but not a whole lot to play for other than bragging rights like Martin touched on. This is a tough one. I do lean with Arsenal here, but I don't have a bet on this one. I can't split these.
Okay, well, we've got Dina saying, Flash, there's no Dyer in this game. That's probably a positive for Spurs. Baz says, I feel bad for Kane. Right on, Kane is good. Man Moen says, Spurs draw no bet is the banker. I couldn't agree more. I think that Spurs are an absolute disjointed joke at the moment, to be honest. Yeah, give me Arsenal to get something out of this game. Every day of the week, we've draw no bet at 2.05. That could be one of our parlay boosters. Okay, now Bournemouth at plus 450, draw plus 300, and Leicester at minus 135. Leicester flatter to deceive for me and should have been down to 10 men, and we're very lucky to get anything at Arsenal during the week. Matt?
Yes. Yep. I mean, this is one of those fixtures that I think Brendan Rodgers has circled here. It's a must 3 points if they want to get into European and, more importantly, Champions League competition next season. He's got to get it right here, and it's just really a struggle for them right now at the back, with both of their fullbacks being injured. I'm not 100% sure if Chilwell will be back into the team or not, but have you ever seen a fullback like this in Ricardo Pereira being injured just cause a team so much, just all around just disarray? I mean, they're in disarray, really, all around in the back. And for me here, I think this Leicester should be able to find it against Bournemouth. If they can't find it against this team, they definitely do not deserve top 4 in Champions League competition next season. So it's Leicester for me, minus 135.
Okay, Martin, I thought it might be an Alex classic with Bournemouth throwing caution to the wind.
Looks like a good option, actually, Flash. Yeah. Everything I said about Aston Villa, repeat about Bournemouth. They should be fighting for their lives. At the moment, they're going down with a whimper because they've shown no ambition, no desire, no fight, no hunger since the restart. We'll see how they get on against Spurs tonight. But yeah, Leicester, very poor against Arsenal. I think injuries, like Matt said, have derailed them. They had Chilwell out as well, so no team's going to be great without either of its fullbacks. They tried to go 3 at the back, didn't they? Didn't work out at all. Arsenal pulled them all over the place. They looked better when Fuchs came on in the second half. It's a difficult one because Leicester have been in bad form, but the way Bournemouth are playing, you have to go with Leicester, really. Not because I think Leicester have been great, but just because Bournemouth have been so bad. So surprising. After all the good work Eddie Howe did there, it's definitely a blot on his CV this season now. So yeah, I think I'll just go with the Leicester win. You get about 1.7, 1.75, something like that. Go with Leicester and over 1.5 goals if you want a bit more value.
Okay, both teams to score, I think, because Bournemouth must score. They must put their front foot forward. And obviously, when you do that against Leicester, then you're playing into Leicester's strengths as well. But for me, they've not got enough creativity in midfield. They miss Maddison a whole host. Now, in the chat, let's have a little look. Luffy's going for Arsenal, draw no bet. I don't blame you there. The Spurs have way better players. Don07, get that Spurs shirt off because you know you're over-biased there. Now, Man United is our final game, and they're minus 300, draw plus 425, and the Mighty Saints at plus 1200. I'm going to come to you first, Martin. I see both teams are scoring over. Alex Classic, and it should be maybe 1.5.
Yeah, this looks like a good game on paper. Man United have been phenomenal, I believe, since the restart. I just think they look fantastic. Mason Greenwood is a phenomenal striker. I don't think Igalo is going to get much playing time with him about. And that front three, they're full of pace, they're dynamic, they're quick, all good finishers. With the way Bruno Fernandes is playing in the midfield, they look like a really, really good team. They bring in a couple of new players next season, they could be real contenders for me. Southampton have impressed. They've looked a lot stronger than they were in the first half of the campaign. Danny Ings is a dangerous player. We all know that. But I still fancy Man United to get the job done in this one. Just trying to work out where the value is, really. Just trying to work out how you can
Well, what's
how you
both
can
teams to
squeeze a bit
score?
more.
What's the Alex Classic? Because you look at goals.
It's 2.1 right now on both teams to score.
Just both teams to score is 2.1.
I
Saints
couldn't
score,
believe it
Saints
as well.
score, and I've never seen Saints look so hungry. I don't think. Listen, do I think they're going to win? If I thought that, I'd be jumping all over the plus 1,200. Do I think they're going to draw? Not really, because I'd be doing double chance at like plus 400. But do I think that both teams can score? Yes. What did you say, Matt?
2.1, 2.12 right now, actually.
2.1 for both teams to score, and then don't give a monkeys. Martin, what was your selection in this game? Where have you found the value?
I might go Man United to win half-time, full-time, 1.95. That seems like the best way of getting value out of it for me. If you're looking at Asian handicaps, you've got to give them a huge... I mean, if you go Man United -1 Asian handicap, you can only get 1.43, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You go for Man United and under 4.5 goals, it's about 1.6. There's no value there. You could maybe go up Man United and over 2.5, which would give you something, but... Yeah, I just think they've been coming flying out of the blocks in recent games. They've got a lot of dangerous forwards. I'm going to go for it. Man United, half-time, full-time, 1.95.
Okay, I'm going to have to do a little bit of educating here. First of all, we've got 93 watching, but only 26 thumbs up. Please show a bit of appreciation to both Matt and Martin. Put your thumbs up, because then when I go at the end of the season, I've got to then go and put a case forward that you're actually liking this show. And if I say, well, they're not putting any thumbs up, they're not even interested, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, put your thumbs up, please, and show a bit of appreciation. Secondly, Dina says, Southampton have a lot of players injured, Flash. Dina, are you going to school me on my team, where I live, who I played for, who I know at the club? They are fine. Don't worry about that. Don't believe what you read in the papers. And their squad is decent as well, and they're hungry and they're confident. Remember, they just beat Man City 1-0, even though Man City did play very, very well. Now, okay, how are we going with the Man United Southampton game for you, Matt?
Yeah, I just want to touch on first that I've got Southampton today against Everton at the draw double chance. At -120. So if anyone is interested in that, I just see Southampton, a team that can score goals, versus a team in Everton that struggle to score goals. So I think that they can at least get a point in that one. But it's the same thing really for me here. I think that Southampton can find the back of the net against United. I had both teams to score circled, both teams to score in over 2.5 at +150, both teams to score and Manchester United to win +220. I think that all of those three bets look really good.
Yeah, Rohill saying, Flash, what position did you play? I was a striker. I had a little bit on the right wing. I played a little bit of an attacking midfielder if we were playing 5 in midfield. But I was a striker. So anyway, okay, so if you like this video as much as I do, then please subscribe, press the button, ring the bell. Ring the bell means that we can notify you, and then you will not miss any content. So that tells me that Vitalis says, Flash, no Serie A show today because I've not received any sort of notification. Well, that means it's not on today, Vitalis. It's on tomorrow morning, and we will be live, so you will be getting your notification. Also, if you press the link in the description, it will take you to all the articles from Martin, Dave and Alex on our soccer pages, but also there'll be other writers from other articles, other sports. You'll have a great time over there. But remember, please put that thumbs up. We've got 94 watching, 44 thumbs up. I see Rude Boy saying thumb down, but you haven't actually pressed that button, Rude Boy. We love that. And also saying about Matt doing his modelling. Well, I hear he's got a contract coming up very soon for fingerless gloves, Matt.
I don't know about that.
Them little digits, them digits are looking well in front of the cameras. Get them all manicured up. Listen, Matt, good luck. Have a great weekend. We'll see you both again next week. Martin Green, great work as ever. I'm going to give you my 2 selections now for the 6-match parlay. And they are Man City, -1.5 at 1.91. And I'm going Arsenal, draw no bet at 2.05. Arsenal didn't let us down this week. Very unlucky. So we're going with Arsenal, draw no bet at is it +105? It is +105. and we're going with Man City at -110. Good luck, gents. Thanks for everyone in the chat. We really appreciate you. Have a great weekend. And remember, tomorrow it's Serie A, and that'll be the last two legs of the 6-match parlay. You take care.